Hey there, if you're new to Mailchimp, I'm about to take you through how to set up your Mailchimp account. So first off, creating your account. So from the Mailchimp login screen, click on the blue sign up free option. Pop in your email address and then create a username and put a password in, and then click the blue Get Started button. And note that you can't use a role-based email address here, such as info@ or hello@ or anything like that. This is because Mailchimp is very protective of security to avoid spammers, so it'll ask you for your personal email address here. And in case you're wondering, you can change the unique email address that your subscribers see for each and every campaign you send. So it doesn't have to be this same personal email address that you use. This is just the one that you're going to use to set up your account. Once you've done that, you'll receive a confirmation email to your inbox to activate your account. The email from Mailchimp will look similar to this. Click the blue Activate Account button to be taken back to the account setup process, and make sure that you check your junk or spam folders if you can't find the email, if your email settings are set, security settings are set to high. So you'll then be asked to add your first name and your last name, and you can change this at any time later on under your account settings. Mailchimp tends to add in different questions here from time to time, so you might be asked some other questions about your business. And it is worth answering these as accurately as you can, because it'll train the brain of your Mailchimp account to guide you to the most relevant features for you to use for your style of business. And don't worry, because everything that you share with Mailchimp is confidential. Next, fill in the name of your business and pop in your website address. Now, if you don't have a website yet, you can put your Facebook or your Twitter URL in here, and this includes your personal Facebook page. And to do this, grab the URL from the top of your web browser when you're logged into Facebook. And you must put something in this box, otherwise it won't let you continue. And these security checks are important to keep out spammers and to keep up the good name of Mailchimp, which essentially means more emails get into inboxes, which is what we all want. Now, if you don't have a social media account, you could set up a free one-page website using a service such as About Me. Click on the Learn More text in blue on this page to find out details about this and other solutions that Mailchimp recommends. So because of anti-spam laws, Mailchimp will ask you for an address where you can receive mail as a way of making sure that you're a human. And you can use a PO box here if you need to. Click the blue links on this page to find out more about the spam laws and some other ways to meet the physical address requirement. For example, if you're an artist and you have a gallery that represents you, you could use that address, so that sort of thing. And if you've got a Shopify, WooCommerce, or a similar type of e-commerce account, you also have the option to link it with your Mailchimp account so that it can track your customer and your purchase data, which is pretty useful. Be sure to tick the subscribe to getting started and subscribe to what's in store boxes, because Mailchimp will send you free training on how to best use its features. And now we can go through how to set up an email list. So ideally you want to have one master list in your Mailchimp account. This way, because in the future you can use groups and segmentation to send out customized emails to different types of people on your list. So from the top toolbar inside Mailchimp, choose Lists, and you'll see Mailchimp has already created a list for you with one subscriber in it, which will be your own email address. In the future, if you wish to create additional lists, click the dark grey Create List button in the top right of the screen there. Remember though, it is best to stick to the one master list, which is why Mailchimp will ask New List or Groups at the top of the grey box there. So if you do set up a new list, you need to give it a name and set the default email address and from name. So think about whether the from name should be your business name or also include your personal name, like we've shown in this example. It says Sally Jones-Store Op. This can make the email feel more personal, so think about what suits the tone of your business. And you can use role-based emails here, which is the hello@ or support@ like we've done. And down the bottom, you'll also want to add a little note which reminds people how they signed up to your mailing list in the first place. Remember to make it human, and the best thing to do is to remind them of the benefit of being on your list, and the reason why is because this can help you retain your subscribers. And under notifications, tick the daily summary box to receive a summary each day of new subscribers and your unsubscribes count as well. Great. So now you've got a brand new list, but you've got no contacts in it yet, which brings me to the next part, which is let's go through how to import your contacts now. You might already have them from another email system, or perhaps you've got a manual list of contacts. So start in the list section of your Mailchimp account and then choose your master list. And there are 4 methods that you can do to import your subscribers. The first method is you can manually add subscribers. Method 2 is that you can import subscribers from what's called a CSV file, which is a type of spreadsheet. Method 3 is that you can copy and paste them from an Excel file, including an XLS or an XLSX file type. Or you can also import your contacts from other services such as Eventbrite or Google Contacts or the Google Drive. I'm going to take you through the first 2 options, which are the manual add and the import from a CSV file option, because these 2 tend to be the most useful. So with the first method, the manual add, we're going to click the grey add subscriber box to the right of your desired list name, just there. And this is great to use if people contact you direct to your inbox and you want to quickly add them into your Mailchimp account. And it's also perfect if you have people coming into your business and then they sign up to a manual mailing list by filling in like a customer contact sheet, or they give you their business card, where you get 1 or 2 of these email addresses at a time. And also remember to make sure that they're happy to be added to your mailing list. We always want to have permission to send emails to our subscribers. So once you click this icon, a little drop-down menu will appear for you to fill out your subscriber details. Tick the permissions box and then click the grey subscribe button once you're finished. And voila, you've got 1 subscriber sitting in your list. So the downside to this method is that you can only import the 1 subscriber at a time, but in this next method I'm going to show you, you can do multiple. But before we get to that, while I've got you here, I'm going to quickly show you how to delete a subscriber. So simply select the subscriber by ticking that white box that sits to the left of their email address, and a grey delete button will now appear. So once you click that, Mailchimp will then ask you to type in the word delete to confirm this activity. Type delete and then click the grey delete button and you will have deleted your subscriber. So this second method of importing subscribers is by using an external subscriber list from Microsoft Excel or a similar data management program. Then you save it as a CSV file and you import it into Mailchimp. So we want to select the CSV or tab delimited text file option, and then we're going to click the blue next arrow in the bottom right corner just there. It's easiest to get things tidied up in your spreadsheet first, so set it up so that each column contains 1 piece of data like we have in this example. First name, last name and email address are all arranged in separate columns. So if you have first name and last name in the same cell, you might want to consider splitting them apart. And this is so that you can personalize your emails in the future with Hello Mary or Hello Sarah. And you can also have more columns than we've shown here if you've got more information on your subscribers, like their birthday, their address, or anything else useful. And when you upload this file to Mailchimp, each column in Excel is going to be matched to a list field in Mailchimp. Role-based emails, remember these are the ones such as hello at or support at. They can't be uploaded using this method, but don't worry because Mailchimp will flag them for you when you walk through the upload steps, and you can weed them out and then you can manually add them as we've shown in the previous step. And once your spreadsheet is ready, convert it to a CSV file like we've shown here. To do this, simply click File, Save As from inside your spreadsheet software, and then in the File Format section, select comma separated values, just there. This basically strips out any formatting and just keeps the raw data, ensuring no hiccups when you import the file into Mailchimp. Your software might be slightly different, like it might say export instead of save as, but either of these options will work just fine. Next, we're going to jump back into Mailchimp and we're going to click the grey Browse button. Now select the CSV file that you just saved from your computer, and a handy tip can be to save the file to your desktop so that it's super easy to find. And once it's selected, click the blue Next button in the bottom right corner. And here's where it's now going to ask you to match up your Mailchimp list fields with the columns in your CSV file. So to do this, click the grey arrow and select your list name from the top drop-down menu, and then click the grey Save button. You can also create your own column name by selecting New Column Name and then typing in what you'd like your new Mailchimp list column to be called. And once all of your columns are matched, click the blue Next button in the bottom corner there. And you're all set to import. You can categorize your imported contacts as subscribed by clicking the white circle and click the blue Import button in the bottom right corner to import them. So 7 contacts were imported to our master list, and Mailchimp is telling us that 3 emails have syntax errors. Just up the top there, it's given us that notification. And if you click on the syntax errors section, it will tell you which emails could not be imported. So as you can see here, my column names have been imported, and Mailchimp is telling me that it doesn't recognize the data because there's no email address. So we can ignore this error message. And you can also see on this screen the source listed as list import from CSV and the date added. So this is a really handy way to remember where these subscribers came from. And that's it. Your Mailchimp account, master list, and your first subscribers are now all set up.